Okay, kids, here is part two. So, just to kind of go over this a little bit, what we talked about so far is that Fred's Village gets a new teacher. Her name is Miss Agnes. First thing she does is rearrange the classroom, puts up a huge map for the kids. Um, she pulls out all the old books. Okay, just puts them aside. Then she gets out these beautiful art supplies. And I'm gathering from the character of Fred, this is something special, something that hasn't happened before. Um, and we were just listening to music. And I am on page 30, down where it says Dominic. Thinking of my Dominic. Dominic has that kind of music, I told her. Yes, he does, she said. Dominic likes opera. It's the favorite kind of music where he comes from. He's Italian. She said, I looked at the big map. She walked to it and said, here, this one that looks like a boot. That's where Dominic comes from. I had never thought of people coming from anywhere before, and now I knew two new places, English and the boot. What I'm recognizing is that Miss Agnes is opening up the world to these children, and she's doing it in a really loving manner. When all of these pictures were on the wall, we couldn't stop looking at them. Every place we looked was some bright color. Little Pete made a picture of his dad's trapline cabin out by Nikolai Slough. It was so good with a blue sky and these good little snowshoes he drew with a pen that teacher gave him that you dip in black ink. He was proud of that picture, I could tell, because he kept making fun of it. Oh, and of course, kids, what I'm wanting us to do is I'm not going to be adding any more important events as I'm reading the end of this chapter. This is going to be part of your assignment. So when we finish with this, you're going to give me 2 to 3 important events. So be thinking about what I've been reading that might be written down as an important event. Okay? All right. And Selena made one of her baby sister in the new boots her mom made for her. That picture was funny because the baby was real small, but the boots took up nearly the whole page. Roger made a good picture of Sam White's airplane, and he asked Miss Agnes how to spell Gullwing Stinson so he could write that at the bottom. Roger really liked airplanes, and he knew all the different names they had and all about their engines and stuff. So one of the things that I'm realizing as I'm reading this is by Miss Agnes having the children drew these pictures. One, the schoolroom is going to be beautiful with all these lovely pictures. She's also getting to know what's important to these children without having them say a word. They're drawing what's on their heart. So she's learning a lot about them. I'm wondering if the other teachers learned about these children. Kenny did the sternwheeler, George Black's idler, and that comes up the Kukuyuk River. I'm wondering if that's a boat. Every year with all our freight. It's hard to draw, right? Because there are 100 paddles on the wheel. Oh, I am right. That pushes the boat. But Kenny did it good. I wanted to make a picture of the music she was playing, but I didn't know how. So I made a picture of Miss Agnes. It was hard to get her hair, some gray and some not gray, maybe kind of like mine, all flying around her head, somehow not pulled neat like Mama's or the other women. When it was time for lunch, I felt a little worried. The other kids did too. I could tell Plasker most of all. Miss Agnes had made some tea from the pot on the stove, and she told us if we all brought cups from home tomorrow, we could have some too. She must have made a batch of bread after Bertha and I had left the day before, because she had a sandwich to eat with her tea, peanut butter. We got really quiet while we were eating, and all the kids had their heads down looking at their desks. Miss Agnes looked at us a little strangely. Finally, I asked her, "Do you like fish, Miss Agnes?" It was very quiet. all the kids looked at her from under their eyebrows to see what she'd say. Remember, none of the other teachers had liked fish, and they left because of it. So I'm thinking the kids are pretty worried. And when Fred asked, "Do you like fish?" I think that's a tough question. It seems like a normal question. Hey, do you like fish? But remember, a lot's banking on that. No, she made a face. I hate fish. That was bad. I tried to cover my fish strips with my hand. Miss Agnes looked at all of us with a question on her face. Our old teacher didn't like the smell of fish, I said. Oh, Miss Agnes said, well, I can't smell anything. I have sinus trouble. We all looked at each other. So that was good. Okay, I'm going to stop there. And again, what I would like your assignment to be is to add 2 or 3 really important events that you think would go on our list. Okay, I'll try to send you this chart, and obviously you can look at it at the video and write it down. And you can send me this through Class Dojo and or messages. Okay, kids, I'll be reading Number the Stars in just a few minutes.